There's a special place in my heart, truthfully, for like these corporate sponsored video games, also known as licensed video games. These games always seem to exist in this like weird limbo of just like advertisement and actual game. And originally I was just gonna do this video specifically, how did I just say that? Specifically on the Cat in the Hat PS2 game, but then I remembered two games out there that really do hold a very special place in my heart. Pepsiman and The Sneak King. And don't worry, we also will be talking about the Cat in the Hat PS2 game. And yes, I am doing my nails right now. I don't really have much time today, you know? I really wanted to make video and I also really wanted to do my nails, so I'm combining my two favorite things. So a licensed game is basically just, you know, games that are tied to existing brands, right? Whether it be like a food item or even just like, you know, a movie or a show. These games are honestly just made to just promote. I know, shocker. Fucking plot twist of the century right there. They're not really here to like innovate, right, in the gaming sphere. So we're first gonna take a look at Pepsiman. This game, right off the bat, I'm going to say is just extremely low budget, and you will see why. And this game was also released in 1999 and was on the PS1. This game though, I don't hate to say it, but I hate to say it, it kind of works. So Pepsiman is an endless runner video game, and you know, it's just like Temple Run essentially. And it was developed by a company named KID, and it's an acronym and it stands for Kindle, Imagine, Develop. I'm gonna mention it again. It was made on a very low budget, and this made them come to a decision on something, which is just, it's honestly a perfect decision in my eyes. It led them to make scenes with this actor named Mike Butters, I think. Mike Butters. And he's just drinking Pepsi in those scenes, essentially. And I love that. I love that they're like, you know, we don't really have the budget to like make actual video game cutscenes or like make more with the game. So we're gonna throw in this shit and roll with it, you know?
You're doing pretty good. Have a Pepsi. Next stage.
And honestly, it kind of makes sense if you know like the origin of Pepsiman. So he originated in Japan as a part of a marketing campaign by Pepsi, and it featured a series of commercials that ran from 1996 to 2003. So the Japanese unit of like the company Pepsi, they wanted to look for like innovative ways to promote the brand and increase its popularity among the young customers. So they kind of just assumed that the youngsters would just enjoy this very scary, muscly, silver soda can face creature man. Like, I like how they're like, yeah, this will speak to them. This is something for them. The game begins with a cutscene with that actor Mike Butters, which I'm pretty sure the angry video game nerd met him or something, because when I looked up Mike Butters, it was just his face on Google search. But he is just tearing that shit up, bro. He's at a vending machine and I'm like, couldn't he have just gone to the store and like bought a case of Pepsi? Like, wouldn't that just be like easier for him? I guess it just kind of gets us to know the kind of character that Mike Butters is. But anyway, so bro looks inside of his Pepsi can and he sees a tiny little speck just absolutely fucking bolting in there. And that my friends is Pepsiman. So the game has 4 stages, and each stage just involves him helping someone who's just thirsty. The game is played from a third-person perspective, and Pepsiman is just automatically running forward along the stages. So sometimes that stage could be running through a home or like other buildings. It's mainly in the streets though. He's for the streets. So you're taking control of Pepsiman himself, and you're just dodging basically like all the obstacles in the way, and a lot of the obstacles are just kind of from Subway Surfers, you know, like a train. There's a truck, a Pepsi truck, if you will. So there's like 4 different moves that Pepsiman can only do, and it's running, obviously, dashing, jumping, and then super jumping, which is pretty much just like a double jump. And you basically gain points by collecting the Pepsi cans, and it is just a very, very linear gaming experience for you there. But like I kind of previously just said, it kind of paved the way for Subway Surfers. After really like looking into this game, I was like, all right, Subway Surfers. But literally this whole game was just to promote the drink. in the mascot. They really were trying to get people to like this guy. Even though it's considered to be a financial failure, I would say Pepsiman developed a cult following. But anyway, speaking of mascots, Sneak King. I should have probably grabbed some napkins for this part, like the peeling off the gel part. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Like, this is gonna get like everywhere. Okay, so I didn't get napkins, but I just got my trash bin, and I'm just gonna put the, you know how it works. So this game's kind of just like a weird drug dealing stealth simulator, and instead of drugs, it's burgers, which makes sense. It really does make sense. Like, you have to sneak and be stealthy. You don't want people to know that you're eating a Whopper. I don't think anyone wants people to know that they're eating a Whopper. You cannot let anybody see you enjoying that. I think the coolest thing though about this game is that it was literally sold for $3 with a Burger King meal. Like, I wish companies still did that shit. You know how sick that would be? Like a whole ass Xbox game with just fucking mozzarella sticks from Arby's, you know? I think like the best thing though about this game is that it's just like weirdly polished. Like, it's like weirdly like well done for just like a licensed game. The game was developed by a company called Blitz Games, and they made some pretty notable games. Pac-Man World 3 and Glover. Since Interactive Studios and Blitz were like, it was basically like the other side of that, so they worked on Glover. But anyway, this game was released in 2006, and you basically just took control of Burger King, the mascot guy. I think his name is just Burger King, right? Or is he just the king? I'm not sure. That I probably should have looked up. It's a stealth food delivery themed game, and it spans across just 4 levels. And each level has like a map, and there's like 20 challenges on that map to be completed. But the main mode, challenge mode, you just sneak around and you deliver food to the hungry NPCs. And the hunger is indicated above with like a thought bubble, and it floats above their head, and typically just shows like a burger or something. But the NPC will lose their appetite if they spot you, which is so fucking funny. Like, I'm like a very literal person, right? And I hate it sometimes because people say shit to me and I'm like, I took that literally. Like, I just thought to myself, like, damn, like, you see your Uber Eats delivery driver. You just see his fucking face walking up to your door and you're like, I don't really have an appetite anymore. I don't want that shit that you were just holding in your hand. I'm grossed out. Like, that's just like what I'm fucking imagining. But the NPCs can also detect the player by just like excessive noise. So there's also like a noise meter that you have to be careful about. So a successful delivery kind of looks like this. You are sneaking up behind an NPC and you're surprising them from a hiding place. And like, again, bro, like I'm picturing in my fucking head, like your DoorDash guy. He's like walking up to your bedroom window. And he's like, man, my bad. I didn't mean to scare ya. I brought this directly to you. And I also noticed you only tipped me 5%. And I also read something too from Burger King that kind of just made me like so happy. Like, I won't even lie. Like, I kind of like loved what they did. They originally wanted to do it as like a downloadable game on your Xbox. But Burger King, they wanted to make the games so that it would also be playable, not just on the 360, but like the original Xbox, but that would have required them to make a distribution of like, you know, physical copies. So with like the physical distribution in mind, Burger King wanted both the Xbox and Xbox 360 versions of the game to be like available on the same disc. So fucking backwards compatible. Like, dude, that's so sick. Like, they were like thinking about the other guys. Like, I'm saying it. We should get some of these Burger King executives to be in the gaming sphere. Like, get them to Microsoft like right now. Now we're going to talk about what kind of originally, you know, made me want to do this video in the first place. Cat in the Hat for the PS2. Wait, this is straight up the wrong game. 1 second. What's going on with my PlayStation? Why is it acting like this? I don't know why this is happening. Like, I unplugged the AV cables and it still looks like shit. It might honestly just be my capture card starting to go bad. And I'm gonna talk like massive shit on this game, but I want to clarify something with you guys. SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie game, it gets a pass. It gets a pass. Any of the licensed SpongeBob games that were made by Heavy Iron and THQ Nordic, great games, they all get a pass. So this game was released in 2004, a year after the movie came out, like the live action Mike Myers movie. Okay, look, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend, okay, that I don't love that fucking movie, that I don't enjoy that movie, and that I don't know, like, literally every line of that movie. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't, because I do, and I love that movie. Like, I am not a movie person. Like, if you know me, I don't really watch movies. The last movie I literally just saw was the Minecraft movie. And before that was last summer, the Minion movie. Okay? Like, my top 3 favorite movies is live action Cat in the Hat, Lego Batman, and John Wick 3. That's peak cinema for Angela, okay? I will hear no judgment on this. Besides my love for this movie, they did not need to make a game for it, like, at all. It's honestly just, I think what really bugs me is that it's just completely soulless. It is really just a cash grab. Not saying the other games weren't, but at least it felt like there was a little bit more effort in there, you know? Like, the plot is literally just the plot of the movie. Shocker, surprise, right? But I think what really pisses me off is that the game isn't called Cat in the Hat, the movie game, or whatever. Like how SpongeBob SquarePants, the movie game, is literally called Movie the Game, you know, type beat. Like, people are gonna see that and be like, oh, Cat in the Hat, the game. But like, nah, bro, it is just the movie. So basically, as the game goes, like, the Cat in the Hat, he's just exploring worlds and he's chasing that dude from the movie. I don't remember his name. He was played by, like, fucking, what's his nuts, Alec Baldwin or something. And oh my god, like, these levels, like, playing through these levels, it was probably like the worst experience I've had in a while playing through a platforming game. For sure, for sure. Yep. For the love of God. Is this it, bro? Like, I'm just running? Like, I'd rather just be running in Pepsiman right now. And there are 10 of these levels from hell, dude. And like, the moves you can do across levels also suck, and there's nothing that, like, you know, upgrades your movement or your, like, weapons or equipment or whatever the fuck. He only has an umbrella, okay? And I think my favorite review that I saw that kind of just really sums up this game, truthfully, was 3.8 out of 10, and saying games like it are the reason why licensed games have such a bad reputation. And yeah, it's true. It's literally not even fun to play, and it makes you hate licensed games when there's games like Sneak out there. But I think it's really important to sometimes see, like, you know, the bigger picture here. They show you what happens when, like, a marketing team tries to wear, like, a game developer's skin. They're not really there to make a fun game. They're really there to just promote their product or their show or whatever. But again, like, some of them are, like, weirdly fun, and then some of them are just tragic. And it sucks, and it's sad. But not as sad as me right now. I'm having a really hard time getting my gel nails off.